you doing?
Good morning. Feeling pretty good, man. It's a day worthy of playing Hosanna and having our videos blocked in Russia.
That's right, dude. Russians don't need to see what we're cooking up here today because it's gonna change my life, your life, everybody's life, folks. I got a caffeine pouch in, it's burning with a heatness, and I'm ready, dude. I'm ready to start making some money. What about you, Drek?
Yeah. We were talking before the show where I had like this weird moment yesterday where all of a sudden, like all of my longs were in profit, and it was like almost like I was like, this feels funny, feels weird
Yeah.
in a good way, of course.
I woke up last night before I went to bed. I checked the stock price. It was up at like 34, and I was like, it's not gonna be that when I go to bed. Like when I wake up, I bet you it's gonna be lower. I'm gonna wake up with a bad day. I woke up, it was a good day. I woke up to a good day, folks. It's been a while. It's been a long time since I woke up to a good day.
Sal says Bitcoin and stable Maxi Drac is loving life.
You are, aren't you?
Oh yeah, it's like the guy on the last show called me a doomer. Basically, I was like, damn.
Yeah.
I was like, I'm not a Sonic doomer. I just, you gotta be spread out a little bit. But you know what? If you're only holding Sonic, then congratulations today because it's a good day.
Congrats. It's a good day. They're trying to. It seems well. We'll look at the charts and we'll talk about trends when we get there. But first up, Bitcoin all time high.
I mean, you gotta talk about it, right? I mean, what I like about this chart now, like I said, this is the weekly chart, so it's pretty slow moving. But I was getting really tired of this. This is what you want to see. We've now claimed a new support. No more 90K, no more 92K. Over 100K is now support. So
Oh yeah.
it's a different game now.
There's a little bit of euphoria around Bitcoin right now. A lot of people call for 200K easy.
Yeah, I
Kobe's.
mean, here's where it gets hard, right? Is because I just gave some good news, I should probably just go ahead and get my doomer hat back on. Not really, but let's see if this will like shape up how I want it to. Probably not. All right. If you remember, I said when Bitcoin entered the cloud in September, it was like September, October 23. That's when it was like, all right, it's time to flip. I felt like, all right, bear market is ending. So what we're looking at Bitcoin gradually grinding up for like 2 years. Like, what is this? It's like, this isn't a cycle. This is something else.
It's a super cycle, bro.
Yeah, I mean, for real, it is. When you look at it this way, like I said, this is the weekly chart. It's been basically, obviously we've had some hiccups, but if you look at it from entering the cloud at 28K in the end of 2023, I mean, it's practically been up only, I mean, like I said, you have your retraces, you have your whatever, but looking at the big picture, that's insane.
I mean, I think it's got to be the institutional adoption that started around that point, right?
Yeah, if I remember right, I think it was like early 2024 when stuff really started moving on that. And then obviously end of 2024, we had a halving, which is always, just looking at all the cycles, that eventually catches up to us in a good way. Yeah, Fallout says truly is the ETF cycle. Yeah, I mean, it's kind of what it feels like. We've said it on the show a million times that maybe the crypto cycles that we've gotten used to are changing, especially because of the ETFs. Yeah, as a Bitcoin holder, I don't hate it. That we're just gonna gradually grind up.
Yankee says we're fulfilling the prophecy. Bitcoin is finally doing what it was promised to do from the beginning, hedge against fiat.
Yeah, I mean, that's something that's not really getting touched on, is that the current administration is all, hey, everything's green. Look at the markets. Look at this. Meanwhile, the dollar has been weakening. So it's true. It's kind of like everybody always was hoping for this, fabled Bitcoin hedge. It's kind of happening. Not in a hedge in the sense of, oh, the stock market's down, so Bitcoin's up, but a hedge as in like the promise of hard money, right? The promise of being able to continue to perform against currencies, go against inflation, these kind of things. So nice to have some euphoria on the timeline. I agree. I don't know if 200K is a realistic target. I think I've seen people drawing waves and all kinds of stuff. I don't think this is the end, though. I don't think we're done with making some new highs.
Yeah, I don't think so either. I have here from DL News, a lot of big money players are increasingly using Bitcoin as a macro hedge. And so where was the number at here? Oh yeah. Oh, never mind. I thought this was a guy saying that he never mind. My reading comprehension is off. He's just predicting 140,000 by September. I thought he was saying he had like this many buys lined up, but it was like his speculation that alts are going to flow more into Bitcoin as like alts continue to fall behind.
Yeah.
The thesis being all us alt holders are going to get FOMO. I don't know.
Yeah.
We're a little too stupid for that.
Well, it's also that, no matter what happens, if you're only holding Bitcoin, I'm sure you're happy, but there's still alts are still the casino, and those numbers just aren't sexy for someone that's like trading Solana memes or trading alt L1s or whatever. Yes, Bitcoin making like a 7-10% move is exciting for the whole market, of course, but I would be very surprised to see people going, "Oh, I'm trading all my alts out for Bitcoin." I mean,
don't see it happen. But to our earlier point, we were talking about the price of the dollar here. Let me throw up the Dixie chart here. It's kind of hard to get a side by side, but it is kind of like from we see it kind of peaking early this year, January this year. It's been a nonstop slaughter since 22. Yeah, so like Bitcoin is actually kind of growing strong even when the dollar was kind of just like holding a range, but over the last 6 months the dollar's completely collapsed. Not completely collapsed, it's dramatic, but it's falling.
yeah, Yankee says Bitcoin is still 6,000 pounds away from all-time high. That's how far the dollar has dropped. So yeah, that's interesting.
Yeah. He's got some real funny money over there. I don't know how your accounting works, Yankee, but whatever. Follow says, I don't know about 200K, but 170 sounds reasonable enough. I mean, I could honestly, I do see some of the. It is like a unit bias thing almost, like the value, like because like for a person's like the average person, there's between 140,000 and 100,000 is not that much. Like their mind just shuts down at like 100,000. So
yeah,
I mean, kind of it seems like more rapid growth on the other side of 100, but we'll see. That's just guess, speculation.
Yeah, Miner says 150K. That's I'd say that's more what I'm thinking. 150, 170. I don't know. I haven't like really.
That's crazy, isn't it?
I haven't really like charted it out or like looked at like what would make sense based on like former moves, but yeah, I mean 200K of course would be nice, but I would be surprised. Yeah, I think that because we have been moving for a long time, but I don't know. I mean, it's not impossible. They're still talking about replacing Powell with somebody that's going to bring interest rates close to zero if they can. You know what I mean? We still haven't even had this other side of the macro happen yet. which is like, they want someone to slash rates. They're probably going to turn on some kind of easing. They're probably going to like offer banks liquidity for risk on stuff. So I don't know. We still have to see. It's still, like I said, there's still this whole other side that the shoe hasn't even dropped yet. So
Yeah. I'm thinking what Yankee's saying here. Who do you think left that has massive bags that's held all this time and not sold at 100,000? That will suddenly be like, okay, now it's time to sell. Like it's kind of crazy. Like,
I mean,
like
I think the on
if
the
you had any significant size, like what would you have held out for? I mean, I could see maybe selling. You would have been selling all the way up, right? Like, and been rich at this point.
yeah, I mean, I think I see supply shock coming from more of the fact that the ETFs are basically blackholing it. And of course, you obviously have Sailor, which at this point, I think last I checked, Sailor had what 3 or 4%, but I think it's actually gone up since then.
Mm.
So yeah, I mean, I think it's going to continue. Yeah, Miner says all this about retail. Yeah, I totally agree. I mean, that's the big reason Bitcoin's having these moves, but alts were still like, come on, do something. We haven't had that retail push yet. And I think that is what could come from things like the rates getting cut and, banks getting their hands on like extra liquidity. I don't know. That's really what like kind of ushered it in during the COVID era. I mean, the stimmies helped. I think people give a little more credit to the stimmies than they should have, because yes, what were I mean, the stimmies were like what we got like $600-700 a pop or something. I can't remember for sure, but not all those, they make it out like every single person that got a stimmy was putting it in GameStop and then got into crypto. And it's like, I don't really think that's what was happening to an extent. Yes, it helped, but I really think it was the risk on. The biggest thing I think was the really cheap next to free money for the banks. And that just trickled into like everything else. So
Yeah, that was definitely more of the leading cause than like the retail side. Like retail isn't really.
yeah, like retail's
I mean,
not here still. Yeah, I mean, it's so like if they make some of these moves that more affect the macro, I think that yeah, we're still looking at a retail run on top of all this. But as we've seen in other cycles, Bitcoin's still going to have to cool off, I think, before we get people that are like chasing their next high, chasing that next 10x or 100x or whatever. Funeral says, I have an order of free money, please.
I can't wait to get mine. Now, before we look at the Sonic chart, let's throw up the assistant here because he has a new product he wants to tease us. What is your new product, assistant? Oh my god, dude! First I've ever
Yo,
got him.
do you guys
Oh,
hear
here we
me?
go.
I
Now
Yeah,
don't
we,
have
again.
audio in this StreamYard for some reason.
yeah, we got you now.
Weird. Hold
I
on,
Is this
wonder.
the
let me
problem?
rejoin this thing.
I wonder if I can set
AS.
up a P. I wanted to set a PFP for him like really bad, but he's gone.
Can you do it to other people?
No, I don't know if you can. I really wanted to set up a PFP for him. That would have been funny, but um,
How big is Nvidia right now, sort of that?
hey,
Isn't Nvidia?
before an assistant comes back, I mean, why don't we celebrate for a second, right? Because here's what I meant to pull up. We haven't pulled this up yet. Look at this. Look at Sonic.
Look
Look
at
at this.
that. We finally did it. We finally stopped going down and started going up.
That's right. So, which I wish I would have taken my own advice. I was talking about around here where it was going into the middle line of the alligator, and I was like, that's usually a good spot to long if you're going to long. But did not take my own advice on that one. But we're pumping, and we already tapped resistance.
Wait, is that a cross on your EMA down there?
What down
The
here?
green red, yeah. Well, up here. or maybe I'm painting. I'm pointing with my mouse as if you can see that.
Oh, you mean right
But
here?
no,
Cross up?
right there.
Yeah.
Yeah, dude.
Yeah, that's a little cross. That's a little EMA cross, which also would be bullish. So,
Wow, look at what the assistant. Look at this guy, dude. Look at this guy.
First of
He
all,
wants to show off.
top of the morning, gentlemen.
Top of the morning.
What
How
a
are
day.
you?
Did you listen to Kendrick Lamar thing? Is that why you said that?
What'd you say?
Top of the morning.
What about that?
Never mind.
He's
Don't
quoting
worry
the
about
Kendrick.
Dude, you sound like
It's
you
a
got you sound like you're sick. Sounds like you're catching a flu over there.
it. Yeah, I'm getting over one. I'm just like all gummied up, all mucused out.
Yeah, terpene gummies.
Yeah, too much of the terpenes.
Bro, I just wanted to come on here to shout out the immaculate essentially shaping and trimming of Dracula's beard. It looks like it was done by Leonardo DiCaprio.
Yes, it was. Yeah, it was getting a little unruly in New York, so
It's very well tamed.
Yeah, I figured I would take some weight out of it.
I can't say the same for Corval. I don't know. That's like I don't know what's going on over there.
Right now. I'm not shaving, dude. As you could tell, I'm sick, so I didn't feel like shaving, dude.
No excuse. How'd you get sick? I wonder. Was it like some type
I don't know. I think it's like allergies. It's not gonna be whatever disgusting sexually deviant thing you're gonna come up with.
that was not gonna happen at all.
Yeah.
He sold his shirt to buy more S. Yeah, bro. Like, it's more like laundry issues.
Yeah, there you go.
You could have put the whole team on your back, dude. You put the whole chain on your back, bro. Are you responsible for this cup and balls formation on the chart?
I think that has a lot to do with ETF, Bitcoin and Ethereum ETF, honestly.
Yeah.
The only thing that
you think all those ETFs, they're buying all those ETFs and then being like, oh, I'll take the Sonic too.
No. I don't think that at all. I'm saying that I think that a lot of the sentiment just has to do with like the ETF. Is DiCaprio a barber? I was joking. I just think that when the market moves up on like alts, I'll tell you what my personal opinion is. I don't like to talk about like TA of S, but I can talk about the overall market, which is, I think that like I've been in the space for a long time. Like I've got into crypto in 2013. I've seen like every single cycle. I was buying Bitcoin when it was like $230. Not to say that I have it all, because like back then when I first got into Bitcoin, like people were using Bitcoin to like pay for stuff. And I'm not even talking about like drugs. I'm talking about like going to like festivals and like Bitcoin meetups and people just like selling stupid stuff. And like Bitcoin back then was for a means of payment. Now that's been replaced with USDT, right? But from what I've noticed from back then is like when people make money, they like to start to explore alts because they start to realize that you can't really make big upside on Bitcoin. Like the most you can make on Bitcoin, even from like the low is like the recent low is like 50K. Like you could have made a 2x, right? Yeah. And like that's enough for some people. Like traditional finance is like super happy with that, but like the majority of people that are like degens, they want to make like 100x.
Yeah, that's exactly what I was saying before you hopped on, was that when Bitcoin settles, then it's like, you have Bitcoin. It's exactly what you said. You have Bitcoin, but then it's like you have alts in a separate category because these people aren't going to like leave alts to go into Bitcoin. They're going to like keep looking for that next 10, 20, 100x, whatever.
My mentality here is that when people now with the ETF, right? Like now the barrier of entry into crypto is so easy. Like my parents, your grandparents, like everyone can buy crypto now, but they don't need a Coinbase. They don't need to worry about getting scammed through some Coinbase phishing link and all this shit, private key. While all that's the headache, like the real account abstraction for crypto is traditional markets, right? That's what I think, because you don't need to have any crypto exposure and you just get custody, and people are okay with custody. People have been custodying their own funds with banks for hundreds of years. So what that means to me is that if you have opened the barrier, now the gateway drug into crypto is essentially Bitcoin. What's next? They already seen a big pump on Bitcoin. They're like, let's eye the next thing. Like, what is the next thing? And the next thing will be Ethereum. And that's why and I've been saying this like internally, like to our team. Like, I'm like, dude, ETF on ETH is dead right now, but it's gonna start popping off one day. Like, it's gonna have to pop off because these people who just made cash, they want to roll that cash into the next crypto thing they can get their hands on. So I don't think they're gonna roll it into Solana right away. I don't think they're gonna roll it into XRP, Cardano. They're going to roll it into Ethereum first. When they start rolling it into Ethereum on capital markets via ETF, then on like the knock-on effect into our world, which is like the alt market, you'll start to see that, because when ETF starts to rise, it usually brings up all the alts with it. Then what's the next step, right? Like once you get the ETF for ETH, then you'll start to see the Solana ETF really, and then it's just like a huge cycle of like just everyone just starts making cash, especially if the rates get cut. And it looks like the timing of the interest rate cuts are going to be pretty good with this. That being said, I've been very open with it and on Twitter and stuff. Like I am actively working on getting ETF for Sonic, like actively. Like I probably dedicate at least 50% or 75% of my time to working on that. And I think that anyone who knows me knows, like when I have my mind set on something, I get pretty close to getting it done. So yeah.
Well, that would be insane, man. That would be the dream.
Yeah. And it's not for the pump and all the shit. It's more so for what I just said. Like it's for the fact that when that money does rotate, Bitcoin ETF, ETH ETF, they want more. Like there's going to need to be more. And the people who start that process a bit earlier and who invest money in traditional institutional capital, institutional custody, all of these things, like we never really had institutional custody, like strong institutional custody support for Phantom, like not really. But now that I'm prioritizing that a lot, like Korea, I'm prioritizing, like the Korean market is just so big. There's a thread that I read today that I'll send you guys where people are talking about how like a lot of projects are going to Korea for exit liquidity. That's obviously not why we're doing it, because those are for TGE product, like new TGEs. But for us, like Korea, China, ETF, and next up Latin America, baby.
There you go.
Wow.
Yeah, and I mean, I think that's when you look at it from the ETF perspective, like kind of like Zorg's saying here, that's kind of like what I agree with right now is that we don't really have retail, and it's that usually on Bitcoin, it starts spilling in to Ethereum and the other chains, but because it's all institutional on the ETF level, I could see that happening, like what Assistant is saying, where, you know, they're going to be satisfied with their Bitcoin purchases, so they're going to move into like basically something else on that level, and that's going to be Ethereum at first. So you know, if we had an SETF, that would be that'd be something that those same people would be eyeing after Ethereum reaches, you know, where it's going to like settle at.
Getting the ETF there's a bunch of steps involved with it. Like I can shine some light on it, but like step one of getting an ETF is having a trusted custodian. There's only 3 custodians that you could technically use for an ETF that are like the best, that are like what the big boys are using. One is Coinbase custody, another one is Anchorage Digital, and then the third one is BitGo. And I think like Coinbase has like 400 billion AUM because they custody all of the BlackRock stuff.
That's insane.
That's just the custodial side of like, I'm not talking about users.
Wow.
That's about like Corval's net worth, like 400 billion, I think, though.
Yeah, somewhere around there.
Dude, that table behind you looks like you've just been doing like whippets all night. I swear, I thought I saw a Galaxy gas back there.
Sorry, I'm so focused. I'm just so focused on this ETF talk. It's riveting here.
I can't tell if it's like a drug station or a waffle station.
What are you guys talking about?
I can't tell if it's a can of like Pam anti-stick spray or if it's a Galaxy gas.
Yeah, is it a drug table or are you making Belgian waffles back there?
Yeah, he's congested. Yeah, okay. I want to wait. Can we play a game here? Can you like show us a couple items there? Yeah, thank you. What do we got going on here?
Okay, I think that's what we.
Off
I
the
think
roses.
that's what we kept thinking was the whipped cream. I think.
Okay,
That's
hold
what
on.
we
I
were-
gotta get
yeah.
a closer look. Can you please show me what that orange bag is? Yeah, there you go.
This is a book. You might have heard of these.
He's just been downing a passion fruit.
Wait, what is
flavored
it?
whipped
Breakfast
cream.
of Champions?
Yeah, you ever heard of
He is making waffles.
We got two wannabe clowns here.
Yeah, Mace says that's a dab torch.
Oh, it's a dab
Oh,
torch?
Torch.
Damn, that's a nice rig.
Yeah, that's what I thought
dude.
too. I think we both. I think me and assistant both were thinking that was like a whipped cream canister.
Bro, he just said it really does look like Ready Whip. It does.
Wow.
But
Guys,
Look, my point of view on the ETF, just someone said ETF new benchmark. My point of view for ETF is that I think every serious crypto project in the top 50 will have an ETF. It's just a different route of exposure for people to get their hands on tokens. I think that the vast majority of people who are holding a Bitcoin ETF do so because they don't want to be bothered with private keys. They don't want to be bothered with self-custody.
Yeah.
They don't want self-custody. Like they literally do not have that. It also has a lot to do with like risk, I guess. Like let's say you're running a family, like let me just give a hypothetical, right? Let's say you're running a family office, you have a ton of money. And you're like, yo, let's start investing in Bitcoin. You got like this one crypto kid who works in the office, and it's like, let's start buying it up. And he's like, all right, I'll make like a private wallet. Like I'll set it up. We don't need a custodian. We can just buy crypto like off Coinbase. But then like that kid has all the private keys, and like that kid doesn't stay in the company forever. And then like, but that's how crypto was though in the beginning, right? Like it was just like, hey, my son, like my dad used to say all the time, like my son knows about crypto. Like you should talk to my son. Like he could like give you a couple of tips. But it's like when you get to that point where you're talking about big money, they're like, no, we got to talk to like big custodians that are actually holding massive amounts of money and have all of these like safety procedures. They do not give a shit about self-custody. Self-custody makes sense for like for us because it's our own cash and we're not managing other people's money. It's just our own funds, right?
Yeah.
But when it comes to big money, ETF is the way. Like ideally, if you have a project and the majority of the tokens you have, if they're in custody of another company, like great. That means that you've basically got like retail adoption because retail is going to go to ETF if they can buy it on Robinhood through an ETF or whatever broker they have rather than self-custodying, setting up a wallet, getting scammed, all this bullshit.
Yeah, for sure. And I mean, I've actually, I've met people over the years that have basically had that same, more like TradFi guys where, like last run, I had people just being like, "Can you buy it for me?" And I'd just be like, I mean, I guess." But it's the same thing. It's just like people that do have a little knowledge, that are on Coinbase, it would be the same thing. You'd be like, "Well, for this token, you're gonna have to get a wallet," and then they're like, "I'm just not doing that."
Imagine if you're like a huge office with like multiple thousands of people. Like I always do wonder that. I was reading actually. Did you guys read that post from Brian Armstrong, like saying that when they first started Coinbase, they used a hot wallet?
Yeah, that was insane, dude.
Well, there's no options back then. Like what were you to do?
No, I mean it's wild to think that Coinbase was just like if you could have hacked like the seed phrase on that original Coinbase hot wallet. I mean, it's just like the equivalent of having something on your Rabby or your MetaMask or whatever. That's insane, But yeah, I mean, there wasn't stuff yet to,
What I can do is next episode, I'll try and bring a relic. I don't have it with me. It's at a different location, but I will try to bring my first wallet, which was actually, I don't know if you guys were around for this back in the day, but there used to be like websites where you can just like, you can essentially download like the source code of like I might be wrong, but to generate a wallet and then you would take it offline. So I had like a Linux setup that was just completely detached from the internet that I use all for my crypto stuff on like that I learned how to do on Reddit. And then I would this is actually crazy. Basically, what I would do is I would generate new like Bitcoin and Litecoin wallet addresses, and they would give you like a template, and it would give you private key, public key, both on the same like this template. But on Reddit at the time, it was like a huge thing where it was like, do not print wirelessly in your home. Do not connect to the internet. So you had to put it on a flash drive and then disconnect your printer to, I swear to God, this is all the instructions I was doing back in the day. Disconnect your printer, put in the flash drive into your printer, print, then hard reset your printer so there is no like local cache of like the image in the printer still. And then that would be the safest way for you to have like your own cold storage.
No, so I remember that. I remember like downloading like a, it didn't even have like a UI, it was like downloading like a GitHub repository.
Yeah, exactly. You had to run it locally.
Yeah. Yeah, that was wild when you think about it, just like how far it's gone.
Imagine though, like if people like, technically that's the safest way to make a private key, right? Like, let's be honest. Sometimes, I mean, I don't know about you guys, but I'm curious, what is your thoughts on getting like ledgers? Like, where do you get your ledgers from?
Man, it's like,
the factory.
I think about that a lot, honestly.
Me too. I think about it all the time. Like, is there some guy that has literally, he broke into the factory, he knows every private key that's ever been made, and he just has everyone's shit at the ledger factory, and he's just like, he can just nuke it.
I think I'm bad about it because, like, I think I have like, right now I have like 3 or 4 cold storage wallets sitting on my desk. But I'm always thinking about that shit. It almost makes me more nervous than just like having it on my computer, where I'm just like, yeah, but do I want to move all this money to a fucking ledger or whatever? And then like, somebody's got, I don't know. It's hard. Yeah. It's like, I think about that a lot.
I feel like Corval probably has his seed phrase tattooed on his body somewhere. What does the audience think? What part of Corval's body is the seed phrase? And is it split up or is it all in one spot? In the comments, please. Comments.
So you know how like in there was like an issue before of like iPhones getting SIM swapped to the factory because the employees were like taking the codes that were like actually on the device. Yeah. That could happen with your ledger, right?
Like the IMEI or whatever.
Yeah.
I would never get it tattooed on my body though. I gotta say, because with all these kidnappings, dude, they'd fucking skin you, bro.
Yeah, they'd skin you.
Like, what part of my body do I want to lose, dude?
Dude,
like,
what Mace is saying here is wild. He's saying he was so paranoid that he had it set up where he would have to type in his seed phrase every time.
Yeah,
wow,
dude.
I mean, some guys like have like Mace. I've met another guy that memorized his fucking seed phrase, and he was like, "Yeah, it's not that hard, dude. It's only like 36 characters."
Can I tell? Do you guys want to hear a quick story time that the Sonic community would really love?
Yeah, for sure.
It is really good. I'm not gonna say the person's name. I'm gonna say the story completely without mentioning the person's name, and I would appreciate it if you guys also don't try and guess. Like Corval and Drac, please. I don't want it to be recorded and you guys guessing, but in the comments, people can guess. Okay. One time, I was traveling from Abu Dhabi.
I already know who this is.
Okay, that's fine. Just don't say it.
I'm just kidding.
Don't say it.
I'm just kidding.
Don't say it. One time, I was traveling from Abu Dhabi to Miami on a private jet Airbus. I was not paying for it. I was with the individual who was going there for a conference. Okay. We land at the customs. This individual had $1 million in cash in a golden briefcase with him. We got stopped at the airport. He was held up for 3 hours. I kind of just waited around because he was my ride, to be honest. They didn't have a money counter at that airport. And this person was, what do you call it when you like, he said, like he had filled out the paperwork saying he's bringing. He wasn't sneaking in the money. He was filling out the paperwork saying, I have this much money. Okay, so that was fine. You could do that. So they said, okay, well, you filled out this paperwork, but we need to count it. It took them 3 hours to count all the cash.
They manually counted it.
Manually counted it. And they had to count it twice. That's the rule.
Yeah.
So they manually counted it twice. Okay. After they're done with the cash, what's next? Take the cell phones away. After the cell phones were taken away, what's next?
Put you in another room and take the money.
No, the ledgers.
Oh, okay, yeah.
The ledgers were taken away.
Wow.
A few hours later, situation was done. That person got a bunch of new ledgers. I swear to God, I give credit. This dude remembered 3 ledger seed phrases off the top of his head.
Jesus.
I swear to my mother and father, this guy remembered every word in order for 3 ledgers.
Yeah, that's insane, dude.
Cocaine is a hell of a drug.
Yeah, that's insane, dude.
I could have just gave you the story with remembering the seed phrases, but you needed the background story.
Yeah, I like the part about conspicuously bringing the money in a golden briefcase.
Yeah, no one would have known.
Nobody.
No one would have ever guessed that.
So yeah, after the event of having like the millions of dollars in the gold briefcase, he was like, maybe I should just use a ledger next time.
And I'm fucking sitting there like, how do they not have a money counter? Like, I don't know. I feel like the TSA or whatever would have like a money counter. But yeah, that's the story for the day. Yeah. Yeah, for your nice little story time. By the way, I did not mention the person's name, and story could have been fake. Who knows? So
yeah, I guess for me, being from Atlanta, it's like usually the story ends with some form of corruption. So that's why,
well,
you know, in instances of people I know, it's usually at some point, it's like you're just gonna assume that they're taking half your money or at least, 10-20% or something. So
well, sorry for bombing your live, but I figured I'd give a little bit of exciting content besides the
Oh wait, dude, you got to give us something else here.
Yeah.
You are you tweeting from Andre's account, dude?
Me?
No. Oh wait, no, of course not you.
Dude, are you out of your fucking mind? What is OP, by the way?
What is OP?
Why does it say OP there?
Where?
It says Andre Cronje OP.
Oh, original poster.
Yeah.
I've never seen that.
I haven't seen that either. That's a weird text.
How do you have that?
Guys, don't worry about it. All right.
Wait, is this like a Chrome plugin?
Guys, don't worry about it. All right.
Are you posting from Andre's account?
We've solved the mystery.
I'm not posting from Andre's account, guys. I'm just I'm a fan and a little community member, and I just want to know what is he talking about here, dude?
I think it's probably good to get Vienna. Seg could probably talk about it post Korea. Yeah, man. This guy said you mentioned Atlanta. This guy says Magic City.
Yeah. Yeah. And Zorg here is talking about the Claremont. Yeah, I've been to the Claremont. After robbing many a gas station, I've gone back to the Claremont Lounge.
Wait, have you been to the Claremont before?
Dude, I used to live down the street from it. I could walk to it. I've
been to the Claremont. I've also went to like the Pink Rhino or something, or
Pink Pony.
Pink Pony, bro.
Yeah, the Claremont was wild because it got to the point where I would just go there to meet someone for a drink, like I would a bar. Just be like, hey, like meet me over at the Claremont, like we'll have a couple drinks, whatever.
Well, now that you mention this, I must say I've been to many such establishments, and the Pink Pony, boy, that place is.
Well, that's a famous one.
Is it?
There ain't nothing like
yeah, that's a famous one.
Why is it famous?
I don't, honestly, I think
it looks like somewhere where Corval's like working security.
No, it's not like it's different than Magic City, but it's famous in its own right. I think it's because of its location. it kind of meets like a bunch of the highways like in the same spot.
It looks like a festival ground. Like it looks like you're going to like a festival or something. Anyway, I've seen some of the craziest things I've ever seen in my life in that place. That place is nuts.
Oh, well, if you like that, you definitely should have went to the Claremont then.
I've been, and the Claremont is more of like the older specimens.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, anyway.
Yeah, learning, this it's good this shows on the Sonic ecosystem channel. People are learning a lot. So
yeah, they should be educated on the local demographics of the United States crypto market.
Yeah. All these people accept crypto, so it's on topic.
Anyone can easily deploy a new concept. So I think that what we're looking at here probably is the crossroads of AI and blockchain.
Just more marketing talk, more useless. We're at the intersection of synergizing blockchain technology and AI.
In my post I did use the word intersection, by the way.
All right, so let's just break it down here.
What do you think it is?
All right, so if you don't want to totally spill the beans, what I'm assuming here is, all right, it sounds like some kind of like maybe no code launcher for Sonic where it goes ahead and I guess adds in all the stuff you need for VM and dynamic fees. So maybe like a no code contract deployer or something. I don't know.
I think it's better than that.
Because that's kind of what I gather.
I think it has a lot more features than that.
The no code contract deployer.
Yeah, what I will say is that I think when any crypto company says AI, they just like use an LLM from like ChatGPT, like the API, and like they're like, it's AI, bro. This one uses, first of all, I gotta say, I don't know shit about AI. I personally do not. I use ChatGPT on a daily basis for just a better version of a Google search. Like that's it. However, Seg, dude, this guy has been in AI for years, and he knows so much about like ChatGPT is good for this, Claude is good for this, Grok is good for this, Gemini is good for this, DeepSeek is good for this, and like he knows what parts of all the AI are better. Because like from what I understand, you kind of need like an AI aggregate to get like the best thing. So what I can say is I think that he's using like multiple different AI approaches in conjunction with a smooth user experience. I would compare it to, let's say, like, not to say that it's like for launching tokens specifically, but I'll give a comparison. Like, you know how like Pump.fun like made it completely idiot proof for anyone to deploy a meme?
Yeah.
Same concept. I think it makes it completely idiot proof for anyone to come on Sonic and just get a contract, even an application. Not to say that like every app, it's going to be like some amazing app, or like you can get like a very basic application going and it will just improve. And I think that also if you have NFT projects, anything really that you want to just try out and just kind of get your feet wet. The reason why I think it's a big deal is because it's the same concept of like Pump Fun, where 99.9% of tokens made are complete and utter dog shit.
Yeah.
But it doesn't matter. What matters is that people are going to use Solana. They're going to check out how the chain works. They're getting their toes wet. They're getting that user experience. Maybe you hit the lottery and like you make a pretty cool, stupid app that's basic, and then you could build on top of that. You know what I mean? Like you set the foundation down. Maybe you come and launch an NFT project, and then after that you create a game or you create something else. Like I don't know what people are going to be doing with it.
Yeah.
But I think that it just makes it so that it's a chain level initiative where it's like our team has specifically built this out for Sonic, where all of those features that are mentioned, like AA gas subsidies, fee subsidies, dynamic fees, all those things are like right there. So it's almost like I don't want to call it like a development kit, but it's almost like kind of like a development kit where you can just try things out on Sonic and just get that experience. Maybe you're a user, like we have a ton of users on Sonic, tons. but maybe they don't never deployed a contract before ever. And I think the vast majority of people have not. Like me personally, I've never deployed like an ERC20 contract or anything. I just haven't. I'm not a developer. But with this tool, I can do it. And I've had some ideas for like contracts or just stupid things that I wanted to just deploy on chain, or some random ideas with like VRF or stuff like that. I'll be able to do that. That's a good idea, actually. I should ping PaintSwap to get VRF added to this. Thank you.
Yeah, that'd be nice to have included in there. Let's see. So
I can finally live my dream of pretending to be a programmer. York.
Oh, yeah. Zorg says, is there any conversation with Phantom Wallet? Like any kind of Phantom integration possible?
You want me to show you the screenshots of my conversation with Phantom Wallet, because it's just me messaging them and them not answering me. So
yeah, I guess you got to break out that gold briefcase, bro.
no, I mean, look, I'm very persistent on stuff. Like I will ask every single day. I think that my job, like anyone's job at the foundation, is like you need to be super persistent. The reason why you need to be so persistent is because there's so many fucking chains that, like, imagine if you are Phantom Wallet. Okay. How many chains do you think are messaging Phantom Wallet on a daily basis? What do you think?
Yeah, all of them.
Every single chain, every day is hitting them up saying, hey, can you please integrate so-and-so chain? They could have 0 users. They could not even be live and they're already asking, right?
Yeah.
So, I mean, I'm so persistent with the guy. It's just like, I mean, the last message he sent me said, I'm certainly open to talking about it more, but not every single week. So I said, all right. So I replied, I said, okay, I'll ping you once a month.
That was a very polite way to say that to you, though.
Yeah, I mean, since then I've had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, about set. Well, we have around 6 messages that have not been answered but have been read. So we're making progress.
Yeah.
Yeah. Any other requests from people? I'm curious. What do you guys think? I don't care about the price talk. Like, if obviously not price related. But like any integrations that you guys think that are really important. I think I had done a poll about this, and it was like ETF, getting into Upbit, like Korean market. Obviously Coinbase was one. What else?
Yeah, I'm thinking off the top of my head. I mean, yeah, ETF. I would see that being up there. Yeah, of course, Phantom Wallet would be amazing, but you know, there's only so much you can do on that. You know,
it's very expensive as well.
Yeah.
I must add that the cost. If you guys remember in 2021, do you remember when Andre had written that article saying that someone asked for like 300 million for an integration?
Mm-hmm.
Those integration costs that are like that crazy, like that, their costs go up when the market goes up.
Yeah,
like drastically.
Yeah.
So like it's one of those weird things that when the market is down is the best time to like really try and push in those deals. They're still 7-8 figure deals, those big ones. But I'll be honest, I had a conversation with I'll message it to you guys. I don't want to say the name of the company. I'll message it in a group so you guys can see. Just please don't say it. This company I just messaged you, I spoke to them last week, and they asked me for $200 to $300 million.
Oh, yeah.
No bullshit.
Comcast? Sorry.
Waffle House?
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Yeah, no, I mean, I see the name, and that would be there's not a company in the entire space that could warrant that kind of ask.
They could ask that.
Well,
ask to be honest,
to get paid, you know, like.
I mean, with how things are right now, I mean, I feel like you could lowball them right now. That's just me.
Oh, that okay. Don't get too specific here because they could give it away. But you're right; it could.
Yeah, it could be a good opportunity to lowball them right now.
Yeah, Corville is so good at like he's like toting the line of like saying the one thing that would immediately expose who it is.
Yeah.
I fucking know you. I know exactly what you're gonna say too.
Well,
yeah. I mean, there's a lot of people you can lowball in crypto right now, aren't there? At this
No,
point?
not right now. The price the BTC just pumped. That's what I'm saying. Is like you can lowball when the market is down because people are like,
Oh, yeah.
people are like this. They're like, should we take it? Like, is the market gonna move? Like, what should we do? I got to jump off in a minute, but I did want to talk about one more thing with you guys briefly. I don't know if you touched upon this. You talk about GMX.
I saw. Well, we were talking about it before the show that there was the hack, and then the hacker, I guess, returned some of the funds or all the funds. Or
I got to do a little bit of digging and research because, from what I understand, it's a pretty interesting situation. $42 million.
Yeah.
The guy swapped everything to ETH.
Okay.
There's a $5 million bounty.
Yeah.
The guy made $5 million in capital gains from the price pump of ETH.
Wow.
Yo, so the question is, do you return the capital gain? Or do you say, yo, bro, listen, 42 M's, I'm gonna give you back 42 minus 5.
Yeah.
And the rest, I made a good trade, brother.
Why not? Why not?
That's what I want to know. I need to check the chain. I need to check the transaction and figure out, is this guy that smart? Because if that were me, I'd be like, yo, that's fair game, bro.
I mean, yeah, it's like, hey, I keep the 5 mil. You
Plus
get your
5
funds
mil.
back. Yeah, you know, hey.
No. I'm not saying that. I'm saying keep the 5 mil gains plus the 5 mil bounty.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Yeah. That's also true. So, yeah, that's not bad, you know.
So that's something I got to do a little research on.
That's too good of a plan, dude. That can't be it. That's too clever, bro.
Hey, why would you think that Assistant is bald? Is it because he wears a hat so often?
I have some of the thickest hair you've seen.
Yeah, why?
Why did you think I was bald?
Probably because you wear a hat on your stream like I do.
Yeah, I do like to wear a hat, honestly. Yeah. And why is it a nice surprise? That's weird.
See, I got hair too, but you know, it's not nice hair. So
shit, you got long hair, dude.
It's longish, you know, for right now. But
wow, you look like Jelly Roll when you take your hat off.
Well, all right, I can't beat the allegation, so I either look like Jelly Roll or fucking Bit Boy. I can't.
Oh, wait, can you bring up a picture of Bit Boy? Can you bring up that pic, please?
Me and Corvo were talking about this before the stream because I said nobody can say I look like Bit Boy anymore after this.
Bro, he looks like a legitimate meth head,
dude. All right, I don't think I look like him anymore. I hope.
He looks like a guy who just got picked up on a felony charge for real by the train tracks or something.
I feel bad for him.
Yeah, we were talking about this in one of the chats where it was like I really enjoyed all his like crash out content, but now this is actually sad. You know what I mean? Like he's obviously mentally ill, and this is oh my god.
Yo,
hold up.
If you got
Nashville, so I can't like anywhere I go in the city, right? In Nashville, they just have fucking Jelly Roll posters and magazines and coloring books and shit selling for him, dude.
I'm not gonna lie. There's two things. First of all, my father told me about Bitcoin like really, really early. Like my parents are not wealthy, okay? So my dad told me about Bitcoin when like in 2012. He sat me down. I watched a YouTube video on Bitcoin. Okay. My father also showed me a Jelly Roll music video. I'd say around 5 years ago. This man is ahead of the curve,
dude. He is like way ahead of the curve.
I swear, it was at a Christmas, and my dad was telling me and my brother, he's like, "You guys got to watch this guy. He's like country but rap. I think he's gonna be big." And me and my brother are like, "What the fuck is this guy talking about?" The video had like 100,000 views. How he found this shit in a rabbit hole, I don't know, but he was right about it because Jelly Roll is he's huge.
Great. So now I've made it out of the Bit Boy allegations, and now I'm not going to beat the Jelly Roll allegations.
Well, Jelly Roll actually was a crackhead before. Yeah. So he's now no longer a crackhead. Meanwhile, Bit Boy wasn't a crackhead, and now he is. I also have I have Bit Boy's phone number. Should I dox it right now?
Well, dude, I was saying this in the same chat that he's always lived in the same. He lives in the same area as I do.
No way.
Oh, so he's in a jail like 15 minutes from my
Should
house.
Should I try calling him right now?
He probably won't
Yeah, I
answer.
mean,
He's in jail.
I'm just gonna call on speaker. Let's see what happens. Ain't always in the water. All right. All right, guys, I'm going to jump off, but that was the best song from that entire Lil Wayne track because that Lil Wayne album, because that Lil Wayne album is completely dog shit. So
that's crazy. It's one of the worst ones. The best one, the elephant song.
Oh,
they're all you can't come after like the Carter 1 and 2 and 3. Like you just you know.
Right. Well, I hope you find a shirt today, and hope you have an excellent weekend.
Yeah, I'm supposed to be actually. I was taking off, but I'm like one of those guys who says I'm taking off, but I never end up actually going out of office. So see you guys later. Bye.
See you later, bro.
Yeah, you know he lost his shirt because he was shorting Sonic too much.
That's right. No more shirts for him. Well, I'm glad he hopped on because we were kind of having like a lax show today anyway. So I'm glad he hopped on to hang out for a bit. I did have one thing since we're over an hour now, but you may have seen this on the timeline. There's some guys that are working on like a new launch pad, and testnet just went live. Testnet.fatfinger.fun. And I think mainnet goes live Tuesday, but you can hop on here now, get some testnet tokens, make some, launch some tickers, do whatever. Testnet's live, go play around on it. We'll probably talk about it Tuesday some. Seems like everybody's kind of like looking for stuff to do these last few weeks. So I'm pretty excited for it though. And good people working on it. So I think that's going to be a banger.
Nice. A nice little launch pad to bring some action back to the trenches, I think is what they're promising by just fat fingering some fun.
Yeah, it's a testnet.fatfinger.fun. So check that out over the weekend, play around with it. But yeah, that mainnet launch is coming Tuesday. So everybody get your tickers ready. Should be a good time. We have other launchers, but it seems like it's just been kind of quiet, So this one's pretty well done. I've got to play around with it a good bit. So
and this one, unlike the other ones, this one is for the people. That's what I've heard.
It's for the people, man. So just wanted to show that real quick because they were sending that to me when we started. But yeah, I think that's all we got for today. Was a good time hanging out. Good, nice, relaxed hangout show. We had a guest, and we actually couldn't figure out who the guest was. So we were like, well, somebody signed up with our calendar link, and we didn't know who it was, and he didn't show up. So
yeah, just to let you guys know, when you sign up with our Calendly link, it creates like the link or whatever for your calendar. And then it has a link to the studio. So I was kind of just expecting we were just going to have random fucking people show up. Because I don't know. I don't remember who signed up for this slot. And they didn't put it on the invite. So
yeah, they didn't say who they were, like what their project was. So sorry if you missed your stream today, but we had a good time regardless.
Yeah, but if you do ever manage to get your grubby little mitts on a Gmsonic show scheduling link, well, that's all you need to get in here. So
we might not put you on stage though. So,
or it might not be your experience on stage that you want.
Yeah, very true.
All right. Well, adios, everybody. Have a happy weekend. Enjoy your weekend, and I will see you on Tuesday.
We'll be back Tuesday, and hopefully by Tuesday, Sonic's back over 50 cents, and we're just really partying. So
I'm counting on you guys.
We'll see you then.
Bye-bye.
Gmsonic is Corval and Dracula Presley. GM.